Over the last year or so, Temu has become absolutely huge on the internet. If you've spent any amount of time on here, then I'm sure you've heard of them. So why am I talking about them today? Well, I've seen more and more people buying alternative Lego from them and other sites like AliExpress. And I have a bit of a problem with it. Let me explain. For those unaware, Temu is an online shopping site that rose to prominence because of its ridiculously low prices on just about everything. Similar to sites in the past like AliExpress and Wish. Again, Temu isn't anything that new, it's just the most popular one today. Now, the obvious question that comes from this is, how are they keeping prices so low? Well, that's where my issue with the site lies. Originally, I wanted to make a video buying and reviewing some of the medieval Lego stuff on there. Specifically, these horse bardings for the Raven Knight minifigures. These Raven Knights don't have an official barding, so I turned to custom ones. And the ones on Temu are sold at an unbeatable price of around $2.50. That's around half the price of an official one from Lego.com. So you might be asking yourself, well, what's the catch? Well, the catch is, they're stealing artwork and intellectual property. Here's the one from Temu that I was just talking about, and here's the original custom from CrossXBrick. So this seller and many others on Temu and AliExpress have stolen Cross's design and are now mass producing them to sell at a fraction of the cost. This obviously sucks, and unfortunately it gets much worse than this. Now, to give Temu a little bit of credit, they do not have nearly as many stolen designs as AliExpress does. So let's now move over to AliExpress, where this stolen artwork and design problem is a lot worse. To show you a real-world example of how these sites are hurting original creators, let's look up a mock by fellow YouTuber and friend of the channel Edgeofbricks. One of my favorite mocks of his is the Ravenclaw boat that he made last year. So I'll look up Lego the Ravenclaw on AliExpress, and here we have a couple of different results. Let's take a look at this listing that has apparently sold 21 sets at the time of this recording. Immediately off the bat, I have noticed that they have just straight up stolen the images from Edgeofbricks' social media. So the images you see here aren't even accurate to what you'd get if you buy this set from this seller. You can even notice the official Lego logo right here, so they really didn't put any effort into this listing. Now, I do understand why people are buying from this seller, I really do. It's a whole lot cheaper to get alt-brand bricks from Chinese and German companies. I've worked with a couple of alt-brand brick companies in the past, and I think they can be a great way to buy mocks from designers that you like without having to spend a ton of money on official bricks. But these companies need to be working directly with mock builders to sell these sets the correct way. Artists should be given full credit for their designs and be fairly compensated by these brands. These sellers on AliExpress and Temu are not doing that. Edgeofbricks has never partnered with any company to sell his designs. The only way you can buy his work is through his Rebrickable page, where he sells instructions to his sets. So any listing that you see for his mocks are made by stealing his instructions and selling the sets without his permission. I talked to Edgeofbricks about this, and he said something that I found really interesting. When he uploads a new mock on Rebrickable, where he sells his instructions, some of the very first buyers are from China. Now, obviously we can't say for certain that these people are the ones that then turn around and steal the instructions to sell on Temu and AliExpress, but we do know that that's the way this works. The instructions for the Ravenclaw boat were never available for free and have to be purchased through his Rebrickable page. So these sellers are buying the instructions to then steal and sell on platforms like AliExpress and Temu. If you talk to any mock builder out there that publishes their instructions for either free or for purchase, they will have a similar story to tell you. So what can we do to combat this? Sadly, not really much. The truth is, people just want to get these sets for as cheap as possible, and for a lot of these people, they don't care if it's at the expense of the original artist. So really, at the end of the day, all we can do is spread awareness of this issue. If there's a mock out there that you want to buy, first check to see if the original builder sells the instructions. If they do, great, you can get the instructions and buy the parts from Bricklink. And if you don't want to spend money on official bricks, you could see if the designer has partnered with a company to make a set. I would recommend checking out Less DIY, as I've worked with them in the past, and they collaborate with the original mock artists to make their sets. And they aren't paying me to say that. I only recommend them because I know they work directly with designers to create their sets, for similar prices to what you would find on AliExpress or Temu. So to leave you with some final words on this whole matter, I'm gonna quote Edgeofbricks.